Hi everyone, it's Lance here, Best Dave at MTB, and made a video just very recently at the third round of the Riverhead Enduro. Now they decided for the final stage to have a fun stage, a mass start mega avalanche from the top, basically nearly 100 people charging down the hill to the bottom. Now my dream, I must admit, ever since I saw the mega avalanche in France, is to do that one day. That's kind of on my bucket list. So I love this sort of thing. I really enjoyed this race, and so I thought I'd make a video of the whole race in its entirety. So if that sort of thing rocks your boat, I hope you enjoy.
Oh, I am such a good runner. Alrighty, we are well in the back of the...
Okay, for those of you who've accidentally stumbled on this video, you maybe put in Mega Avalanche mountain bike race and was hoping to see a race in the French Alps, and instead you're in the Auckland Alps. And when I say Auckland Alps, we don't really have mountains, so we've got a bit of a hill. You may be noticing and thinking, hey, hold on a minute, isn't that guy actually riding an e-bike? And yes, you would be correct, I am on an e-bike. And you think, well, is that fair? And, well, no, it's not really, but I must admit, it was awesome damn fun. You can see sort of these sort of bits. There was certainly several pinch climbs in this race, and the e-bike, this is where it just came to its own. You didn't even need to stay on the track, you could just power up the side.
Oh!
Now you may be thinking, well, that just isn't fair. But I will point out that there was no prizes, there were no trophies handed out, there were no times even taken for this. So really it's just a whole lot of fun. You know, you got kids racing, women racing, young, old, everyone racing together. There was nearly 100 people doing this race, and it was a little bit of carnage, but it was great fun. My logic on these things, and certainly with the e-bike, is that I think it's a bit rude if you overtake someone on the e-bike and then you hold them up down the hill. So I pretty much made sure that if I went past anyone, nobody came past me again. So once I went past someone, I made that stick and nobody passed me back. I must admit, I was super impressed by how fit some of these young guys were on the normal bike. So steaming up the hills, really quite impressive. I'm on the e-bike and they're some of them going just as fast as me up the hills.
Oh shite!
This track ended up, I think it was only about 8 minutes long the whole race, and by the end of this, even though being on an e-bike, I was absolutely spent. I was completely exhausted and had nothing left to give, really. As I say, I talk about wanting to do the Mega Avalanche in France, and it has been a dream of mine for a decade now or more, and I will get there one day, I'm sure of it. But yeah, I can't even comprehend how that you can go downhill for that long without getting severe hand pump and just absolute exhaustion.
Whoa, shit!
Interestingly enough, in terms of e-bikes, there was actually 7 e-bikes in this race, I think, and 3 of them made the top 10. I think I actually ended up with about 8th place out of whatever it was, nearly 100. So pretty impressive result for an old man like me. And as I say, I reckon probably without the e-bike I probably would have been, you know, somewhere in the back half of the field, certainly.
Whoa! Nearly lost it.
If you are new to the channel and you've not subscribed, love it if you did that. I guess if I get enough subscribers, you never know, that might help me actually make it to France one day and to do that Mega Avalanche. One of the things about this track is that it's a very open track. It's kind of really, a lot of the motorbikes come through here, and so there's lots of potential line choices. and certainly hadn't practiced this at all, and so I did make a few good line choices and a couple really bad ones actually, but yeah, it's just at the last minute you sometimes think, you know, will it be quicker to cut left or cut right? I do feel sorry for some of these guys though. Clearly they're pretty damn fast, so they're not on e-bikes like this guy in front of me now, but I think exhaustion gets to a lot of them. Even say over 8 minutes of going frantically, you know, up and down, most of them you can see their legs are just gone, and this is when I finally get a chance to go past them. If you do live in Auckland and you want to get involved, hopefully, you know, we'll get to do these sort of things every year. It's a really fun day out actually. I really enjoy it. I think mountain bikers are just the best people, super friendly, welcoming to everyone of every sort of abilities, and they even welcome guys like me on our e-bikes, and there seems to be getting more and more of us now. I think it's kind of interesting with a race. I'm one of these people, I just love chasing people. I think if I was just riding down on my own on a timed run, I would have been sitting on my seat and resting by now. But the whole adrenaline rush of chasing people, I end up pushing myself much harder than I think I would normally do if it was just a timed stage. Yeah, tried to take a line here. Don't think that was a good idea.
That wasn't quicker.
You can see this guy though, his legs are gone, eh? He just hasn't got it anymore. And this guy in front of me here, he's super fast, and yet I guess again his legs must be just getting tired by this point. I almost feel kind of bad at passing him because we're right at the end here, but I'm going to do it anyway. And quite relieved to see that there's not many bikes in front of me.
Oh, even on an e-bike, that's unbelievably hard going. I don't know how those guys are doing it, pedaling that. Hats off to those guys. We're going to lie down for a while.